volume, through, carry through into the, oh, so I'm thinking volume, feeling the flow through where the ears. Now, when you're drawing animals from life, they're not going to sit still for you. They're going to be constantly taking and moving. So you have to take and focus on the flow of the structure of the animal. And so you're building the volumes through, feel, pull, think of the waist. And the pelvis is actually tucking under a little bit because of the leg is coming forward. So you're constantly dealing with the action of form. So it's the flow. Now, in drawing from imagination, I would be doing exactly the same thing. Now, this animal tends to be feeling rather crunched up. You want to pull. Now, come through now. I'm going to carry it a little bit farther each time. The pen can be rather intimidating because it tends to seems to be not very giving, or forgiving, I should say. But the far leg is got where it's lifted up, so we feel the scapula is shoving up. The other leg is coming forward, so the scapula is dropping. So I'm thinking where the scapula is at in the drawing. Shoulder is coming forward. I'm going around structure. Cat's full, the shape through. Very powerful animal. Feel the fold. So in other words, I'm just going over, thinking of structure. I want to feel the wrist. Going over, coming through, feeling the wrist, dropping down. In this case, the paw is actually turned slightly in. And so we can see the knuckles are turned under. The one thing that cats are really good at is the ability to take and they can twist their wrists, they can move things around, they can bat balls around. You've never seen a horse doing that. Okay. Through, think of fur building. Now as I come through, I want to feel the cheekbone. And going through, over to the eyes. Nose coming forward. Remember that the cat doesn't, or I should say the cat has fur on the top of its nose. Dogs don't. Come through. And feel the ear through. Now, we can combine this now. We're working with the wash to take and help to show a lot of the volume form. When it comes through. In fact, I can take and add possibly a little bit of color to this to give it even a bit more of the sense. Okay. The wash, when I add water to it, is going to also give it a color, which will be part of, so I can actually take and notice what I'm doing. I'm going over the surface of the form with the pen as I'm drawing it. Forward, feel, and thinking of the corner of the bone, going over the surface, pulling through. We can feel the end of the pelvis, through, and form pushing down, through. Think of where the muscles are attaching. We got the heel, it's going to be quite high, and we're coming down, and it's going forward. We actually have the animals on a couple different levels here, coming forward. So this part is the raised area, and we're stepping down lower. Through. Now, I say to go back over this. I'm going to take and use water and maybe add a little bit of tone to it. So this is my watercolor, and do both at the same time here. Go through and thinking of the volume, and as I'm doing this, I'm consciously thinking about that I want leaving white where white is in general. And again, the tiger's not going to look like a tiger without stripes. So we'll have to add a bit of the stripes as we go along here. Coming through, feeling the pattern. Through. Smeared a little bit of the ink there. Now, through, back, behind. I can even take, and as I'm doing this, we can add a bit of a sense of the shadow. Coming through. Going around. Notice them, it's really very fast. This is not a labored process. So let's just take it now and add some of these stripes to start giving a sense of tiger. Each tiger has its own pattern that is recognizable, and you can see one, or you identify which one, what you're looking at by the patterns that they have. Now again, and this is being done in a sense as a sketch. So, but if I was working in the field, I would be doing quite similar. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm trying to go over the surface. Helps to indicate the fact that that scapula is lifted. Also, the pattern, notice that these do not follow all the way through. They leave, and we pick up through. So large areas here have very little. I'm not trying to carefully copy all of the all of the stripes, but to give a sense, an indication of now, the more you put this stuff in, the more tigerish it looks. Now I'm going to go back into this a bit more with the pen. Now, I'm going back into this, just trying to bring out a bit more of the thing. I've sort of lost the sense of the coming out, the fur underneath. Still want to give us feeling for it and thinking of the shape around the eye socket going over. Pull. Building the form around. I want to feel the elbow. Feel the wrist. And the palm. Okay, I guess my pen is telling me that we're done here. Maybe not. Okay. Again, like I say, we're on separate levels here. I want to feel the knee and underneath. I like to stretch, to pull down.